This G-Wagon was listed to have water damage in the interior. But after last video's further investigation, we found absolutely no evidence of this. Except this one side of buttons on the control panel which wouldn't work no matter what we did. We dropped every fluid in the car. Ow!
I hit my head on the car.
And they were all fine. So we even ended up taking the car for a drive. I mean, it's moving. And that oil leak turned out to just be some excess transmission oil. It seemed like a perfectly good car. Apart from this wheel cover, we needed to replace. Little did we know, we were just about to find out why this car became a repairable write-off. Oh my god. This car was quoted to have $140,000 worth of damage by insurance. But where is the evidence of that? This car went through auction many times. One time even fetching $240,000.
That'll be back up next week. That is no way it's worth that money.
But not once did the buyer actually end up paying for it. This is where it gets interesting. We didn't actually buy this car through auction. We were offered it outside of the sale for a ridiculously low price that we couldn't refuse. What's even more intriguing about this car is its background. It was used as a rental car and was a staple of the company's fleet, used in loads of promotional material. And on a Pickles Auctions post promoting the sale, it garnered a crazy amount of attention, but one comment caught our eye. The original owner commented they would buy this car back if the damage wasn't so extensive. What the hell happened to this car? Will this thing be the cheapest G-Wagon in the world, or have we just bought a nightmare dressed like a dream? The first thing we did this week was slap on some new brakes, rotors, and tires, because we want this car to be immaculate. Starting with the front left. Then the same for all the others, with some proving to be more difficult to get off. How the hell? But we got there in the end, and this car was looking very flashy. But we're just missing one thing. Our new Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. Now, the G-Wagon is really ready to hit the road. Well, not really. This car still has one huge issue left, which is likely to be the biggest problem with it. The buttons in the center console still don't work, and we need to find out why, because if this car really is water damaged, and that's what's causing this, we could have a much bigger issue on our hands. Now we have this car booked into Mercedes because we don't know what's wrong with it, but we just feel really bad not looking into this ourselves. We feel like we can't just send it in without absolutely stripping it down and finding what is wrong with it ourselves. So before it goes to Mercedes, we have a plan. We are now going to take the entire interior out, see if we can see any evidence of any water damage, and see if what it said on the PPSR was correct. Now, we actually did use a bit of AI to kind of assist us in this diagnosing program. Possibly this could be the future of diagnostics. We asked it like where to look. We told it exactly what was happening with this car, the water damage, the codes we're getting on our ore cell, and it's told us under the footwell and around under the carpets is where we should be looking. That's why we've been led to strip this interior. That's what we're gonna do. We are gonna find the issue now. Firstly, seats out. The carpet, I mean, probably just like a placebo effect. It does, for me it feels slightly damp, but I don't think it is. I don't know what the issue is. I guess we have to pull up the carpet and find out. But, I mean, does that feel damp to you? Nah, it's not. I think I'm going crazy, guys. Or maybe not, because as we pulled the carpet out, we continued to find signs that something might be going on here. Then, the center console, followed by the driver's side carpet. And I must say, the stakes are high working on such a prestigious car, where every part is worth a lot of money if we damage it, especially as two 20-year-olds who are not mechanics. The carpet felt completely dry, but what's under the carpet is where it gets interesting. Apparently that's the drive unit under there, which is the thing we're getting issues with, the AMG drive unit. It won't change modes, all that sort of stuff. Apparently that's it, so could that just be unplugged? Could it be water damaged? We don't know. Now, how these cars work is that they pretty much have a bunch of control modules which communicate and interconnect and allow you to do various things. One of these being changing the driving modes, like Sports, Sports Plus, Sports Suspension, Traction Control, you get the picture. However, if just one of these modules has been damaged, the whole system will likely not work. What makes this even more interesting is that the buttons are certainly working, as attempting to change modes does change the exhaust valves to open, just like in sports mode. However, nothing actually happens. They just stay closed. Seems to be some sort of oil over everything down here. You can see it on that bolt all down here where that drive unit apparently is. I mean, that could definitely mean something. It's very weird how covered in oil it is compared to the other side. The other side's completely dry. It is. There we go. So that's the unit.
That's broken.
Yeah, this thing snaps there. It's like someone's been down there before.
Some sort of
That
oil.
plug that goes into the supposed drive unit seems to be wet with some sort of oil. Look at all that. That is very, very, very weird. This is where we found it. Under the rear of the driver's side carpet, something didn't feel right.
If you feel right under there,
Yeah, that is wet. Absolutely, that's wet. That is wet under that carpet. It's gotta be.
it's wet under this carpet, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. What the hell? The PPSR, or accident report, really didn't lie. This car was water damaged. Now the question is, how far did the water go? What else is damaged? How did it get water damaged? And will we be able to save this G-Wagon? This is where the fun of tearing down this whole interior began. This is where we discovered the truth. Under the carpet, remnants of water and bacteria were everywhere, and even evidence of some insect living down there. Now we just need to hope that all these electronics survived, because if they didn't, we're in big trouble. Then we found what could be one of our main problems. This DC power inverter, responsible for providing voltage to various parts of the car, has signs of corrosion all over it. And down one of the bolt holes, clear rusting. This thing is screwed. I wonder what else we can find. That looks like corrosion down there in that module.
All the other modules are fine.
Yeah, all
This
the other
one-
ones are fine. That one looks like it has corrosion in it.
Yeah,
This thing has had water.
It's all over the plug and
That gives a really constant power supply to all your electronics in the car. So it's a real critical piece of kit actually. So that if that's got an issue, then that says why we're getting that, you know, that code that's on the that you had on the Autel that said voltage being low,
Yeah, something like that.
like body voltage or something like that. It was saying was low.
Yep.
So that would probably lend
probably
into
be
that.
it. Let's find out how badly it's damaged. It's time to look in the G-Wagon's module.
gotta see if it's got water all in it. Who knows? Definitely will, I think.
Yeah, right there.
So it's been like filled to the rim and let it.
How does that even happen to a car like this?
Yeah, so that's actually run out. You can see it's run out of the aluminium. See how it's oxidized?
Yeah.
So it's had some water in it, obviously. Yeah, take it apart. Let's see what.
Open it up.
Let's see if it's bricked or not.
That's the bolt. Bolt's nice.
So
and
what's that got
corroded.
on it?
Corroded.
Just corrosion and calcification.
Someone really did flood this G-Wagon. Was it on purpose, or was this an accident, or what happened?
I think it was an accident. And he thought she'll be right, and then she wasn't. He started getting error codes slowly, and he was like, "Oh no, I reckon that's what happened." Maybe he just poured a bit of water under there and called it a day.
Open it up. Oh my god.
And that's your problem.
That is the problem there. Jesus.
It's even got sea salt in it, mate.
Wow. That's going to be contributing to a bunch of our problems with this car for sure.
Okay. What's on the other
Wait,
side?
ready?
Flip it.
Ah, you know what? It's cleaner than the other side, but everything is all still the same.
Yeah.
That is really bad. Well, there's the discovery of why this was written off. Probably not the only thing.
$140,000 worth of damage for that.
They would have. Yeah.
What if they're a really expensive module?
Maybe.
140,000. Jeez. So there you go.
There you go, guys. That is one of the main problems with this car.
Alright, and then we're going to check this one as well, because this one actually sat above that one. We took this one off and put it aside for the meantime, but now we're going to have a look in this one. Obviously we saw that that one had crazy rust, so we've already unclipped it. Yeah, and I mean it looks like it's got a similar story in there. It's got that corrosion, and underneath you can see
Oh yeah, you got a bit there for sure.
all kinds of rusted holes and burnt stuff. And if you didn't know, boards like this and like that are extremely sensitive. You damage a single one of these nodes and it will cook the whole thing.
Which module actually is this?
If that's got anything to do with our AMG drive unit or anything to do with the drive line, that being onboard power issue, and obviously the fact that we can't do anything with regard to sport control, that's our issue.
Yeah, both of these paired together could completely make this thing buggy. And
Matic module ECU OEM. Full
so the
module.
transmission.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense why you can't
Yeah,
switch
the
modes.
gearbox control module unit. There you go.
That's why we can't do anything with that manual mode.
That's
That's
why we can't change modes,
anything.
we can't access things with suspension, anything like that.
So no, he didn't have a resistor on it that stopped it from being put into sport mode.
Yeah.
He did, but he just cooked the module instead.
Yep.
If we get away with this car with just 2 modules, that's a bit of a win.
That's a huge win.
We got a half-price G-Wagon because of this.
Because of 2 modules, that is insane.
This is probably the best deal we've ever got.
Probably.
100%, because there's no repair work other than that.
It's the biggest risk, but it's probably going to give us a good reward.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Let's see what we can sort out. See if we can find some parts.
Then we gotta find some modules and swap them into this car, and that'll fix it.
They're not all that expensive.
Oh, it doesn't look
It's
too
whether they have to be coded, but
They would. The transmission one would,
Maybe
this
this
one
one-
maybe not.
Well, obviously the other thing we've got to do, we've got to check. Look, that's our obvious point. You know, it's technically the lowest point in the car. We should check other modules, just make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, because it was in that whole front
because it was in
section.
that front section. So let's check other modules, and then if we split them open and they look like this, then we've got an issue. But if they're clean, then we can say that it was pretty much limited to that area.
There you go.
There you go.
That's all it was, we think. So yeah, that whole module situation is very, very weird. We obviously have the 2 modules that are on the side, Jake standing on the driver's side. But the weird thing is that there's no water indication anywhere else on this. Like, the carpet's wet on both sides, but yet we have a module here that is literally bone dry. We opened this one up off camera and, you know, you can have a look. This hasn't been wiped, it's literally completely dry. There was no water here in the footwell. Obviously the passenger footwell on AMGs is typically where the most wiring and modules sit. Nothing there. Nothing there. These were wet when we pulled them out. These are like bungs that drain into the chassis. The chassis is like a skin that's molded together. There was indication of water there, but as you can see, nothing else. Just that single underneath the driver's seat section.
Very weird.
It's very uncertain. Oh, and there's also been some stuff living in this car.
That is a cockroach right there, and there is loads of like cockroach poo, and I think that's him down there himself. So
Half of him, I think.
how does this car end up like this? The
It makes no
G-Wagon.
sense. We came to one conclusion, maybe the guy peed himself. It's the only thing I can see happening, because it's only in that valley there. There is a bit of moisture here, but that could have been spread, or that could be condensation, I don't know. Who knows?
All the plugs are okay. We sprayed them with contact cleaner. They're all fine. So hopefully we don't have to do the $140,000 worth of fixing. It's just 2 modules.
No, I think they quoted every module in this car,
And
all
every
of this.
wiring, probably the transmission itself.
But that's not the case. There was no water in any of the fluids. There's nothing besides those 2 modules. So, probably get the 2 modules on order, put them in
And this car could be fixed.
for what? $1,000 maybe?
And we've checked all of these CAN bus wires, which are essentially the car's communication wires that send signals all around the car. There's tons of these things, and it looks very complex. They're all dry. They're quite an integral part of the whole car's electrical circuit. They're all dry. Luckily, Mercedes on this car placed them a bit higher up. On the other C63s, they're actually on the floor. Thank God they did that. Maybe they knew that this was going to happen to us.
But it was a common issue, I think, on the 204s. Sometimes the CAN bus wires would get soaked,
Yeah.
and you'd have problems.
That's because of a rain sunroof draining
sunroof
issue.
drains, Yeah.
Luckily
That's why we had a lot of people mentioning that on this car. They said you need to check the sunroof drains.
I mean, maybe it is somehow that as well, but
Glad
it's a
we
win
found
in
it.
my book. It is definitely a win. Even though we had to rip this G-Wagon apart, which we never wanted to do, it'll all be worth it if this car's repairs only involve 2 modules. In fact, let's see if we can get away with replacing nothing. We've got a trick up our sleeve to try and fix these modules. So what we're going to do now is a method of possibly getting rid of all the damage to our modules here. What we're going to use, isopropyl Isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol.
No. Isopropyl alcohol.
We're gonna use isopropyl alcohol to clean them and let it soak, fix them.
It's a non-conductive liquid, so it doesn't damage the boards, and it gets rid of corrosion that we have a lot of on these boards.
Oh, okay.
A good old soak.
It can be soaked like completely.
So hopefully... Jesus! It smells like vodka. So, we gave them a good spray, and now it's time to plug them in and see if we manage to fix it. This is the big moment. It is now clean. We cleaned all of the modules that had the corrosion with that isopropyl alcohol. So, if that worked, these modules might be fine, and we might get a light on this side of the control panel. We might be able to use this, meaning the car is fully functional, and essentially, it's done. Hand me the key. Let's find out, hey? Ignition is on. No, it isn't. Now it is. These buttons are working, so this has power. Will these? No, they're not working still. Yeah, no, we still don't have, it's still not fixed, as you can see. These buttons do not work.
Start it.
So, as you can see, it didn't blow up, but it also didn't work. So, that means we're gonna have to now look at the option of ordering new ones. Because clearly the cleaning process, we either didn't do it right, but I think we did, or it's just too far gone. But, not to worry, we have a plan which has the potential to fix this car for good, making it truly the cheapest G-Wagon in the whole world. Alright everyone, so as a result of those findings, we have cancelled our current Mercedes booking. We do not need them to investigate this car. And that is because we have ordered these two modules here, the DC power inverter and the TCU. So essentially, we are gonna fix this thing ourselves now, and we have it booked in for next week so that they can code this module. That is where we're at on this car now. If this fixes it, it's gotta be the cheapest G-Wagon in the whole world. It has to be. So, fingers crossed, that's all it is. And this car will be done in the next video. I'm really excited, everyone's really excited. And yeah, provided we get these modules, we will see you next week, and this car may be done.